All right, let's talk about low thyroid mistake number 2, and it is tyrosine. Somewhere a long time ago, someone decided, they misinterpreted some research, and they said that, hey, that tyrosine will be good for thyroid metabolism. Well, here's something that there has never been a single study to show that tyrosine improves thyroid hormone metabolism. In fact, what really happens is tyrosine gets converted into catecholamines such as epinephrine and norepinephrine, and what actually happens is that actually suppresses thyroid. You can look it up. The problem is, and this shines a real bright light on something I was just talking about in another post, is that this realm of, quote, alternative medicine really, in a lot of ways, is not so alternative. I mean, they have kind of their conventional standard way of doing things that have been going on for 30 or 40 years, and they're doing it blindly. And they're doing it without even referencing or thinking about, hey man, science can tell us a lot. Tyrosine, in fact, doesn't do anything good for improving thyroid metabolism. What it does more often than not is it actually suppresses thyroid metabolism by converting into sympathetic nervous system chemicals, adrenaline and noradrenaline, epinephrine and norepinephrine. And what those things actually do is end up suppressing thyroid function. So a common thing that happens is someone, they start getting these low thyroid symptoms. They get a little depression. They might even get a little hair loss. They might start feeling cold all over. They might get kind of sluggish mental thinking. They might start to gain weight even though they're like on Weight Watchers. And so they end up going to, I shouldn't say this, they end up going to their local health food store, or they go to the mall, or they go to a well-meaning alternative medicine practitioner. And that person, since they don't understand the full spectrum of what can be causing low thyroid, and believe me, there's over 24 different things that could be messing up or skewing your thyroid, and tyrosine really isn't one of them. But because it's kind of a tradition, they look in one of these books that you can get for 10 or 15 bucks. It's kind of like a recipe book for low thyroid symptoms. You know what I'm talking about. They flip it open and say, oh, the person needs tyrosine and iodine. Iodine I already talked about. And they give them tyrosine. And what usually happens is nothing happens. Or they give them tyrosine as one thing in like a bottle of 35 other ingredients, and maybe the person feels a little better. And so, hey, no one ever thinks that maybe the tyrosine didn't help. So the second mistake I see, and the first one was iodine, and please go back and look at that post. The second mistake is tyrosine support. Tyrosine support should not be used with someone with low thyroid. It just shouldn't. There are formulas available, and don't go out, better yet, just don't go out and even try to supplement yourself. Find someone that understands this stuff. And it is more complicated than iodine and tyrosine. The thing you've got to remember, and I'm going to say this a million times if you listen to me very often, is the number one cause of low thyroid in America is an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's. And if you have Hashimoto's, okay, and I'm going to have some other posts on this, it's got to get under control right now. Because if you don't get it under control, that autoimmune process is going to march through your body and find other things to kill, and it's going to ruin your life. So it's time to do some homework. If you've got low thyroid symptoms, please don't take tyrosine. Find a doctor who can actually do the detective work and find out what's wrong.